So for the most part of my life, I have been an athlete, and when I was younger, starting in elementary school, I always envisioned myself playing college basketball and then getting drafted to the NBA. And that did not happen. I couldn't even get into a junior league college team for basketball. And I was in this place when I graduated high school with an identity crisis because I had played sports for 90% of my life and I wasn't sure what to do next. So a friend of mine owned a gym, and he was a former bodybuilder, and he started teaching me how to lift weights and to do certain things to bodybuild. And I started to do that for 6, 7, 8 months. And as I was growing, as I was getting bigger, one of my friends who was still in high school at the time, he noticed that I was getting bigger and he asked what I was working out for. And I told him for no particular reason. I was just working out just to be healthy. And he explained that he felt like that was ridiculous. He didn't understand why people would exercise when they're not playing a sport. And I kind of took that as his opinion. But as time went on, and as I started to rationalize poor behavior, such as eating a lot of cookies, eating a lot of cake, eating whole pizzas because I was bodybuilding and I was working out a lot, I started to also make excuses and rationalize not working out. And I started to adopt the same type of mindset of, well, if I'm not playing a sport, why do I need to be healthy? And then fast forward a few years later, I remember being on Instagram and coming across Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie Irving and I were about the same age. And as great of an athlete as he is, when I watch him doing yoga on the beach, it makes me realize my own insecurities, my own failures of not being able to become a professional athlete. And I remember seeing him doing yoga on the beach and thinking to myself, wouldn't it be incredible to get paid to be healthy? And as I said those words, I realized how that mindset was limiting and unhelpful. And it made me think of a similar situation that happened a few months before. I had these thoughts of being paid to be healthy. And I remember a few months before this where I had showed up to work feeling the impacts of being at a mixer the night before and having one too many glasses of wine. And I was in this position where my head was throbbing, my stomach was aching, and I couldn't even lift my head off of the desk to just send an email. And it made me realize that I was paid to do the best job that I could. And even though it was just sending emails or going to meetings or taking notes or looking at reports, I showed up to work compromised and I fell short of doing the best job that I could. So because of that, taking that as an example, I, from that day, started to trick myself into a mind game where I adopted the mindset that life itself is a sport. And I am getting paid to be healthy, and I do have an incentive to take care of my body as if it's a vehicle that I'm relying on to get me through life in the best manner. So from then, I took some of the tactics, and I'll link to these resources in the show notes. The first app that I turned to was Fit Men Cook. And as the title suggests, It's not only for men, it's also for women, but it's a great app that has a lot of recipes where you can import your ingredients that you need for each meal into a shopping list. And then their sister app, Meal Prep Pro, is specifically designed for recipes that are designed to be put in the freezer for extended periods of time, so that way you can reheat them throughout the week. And meal prepping, to me, has been the foundation of this switch to focusing on becoming healthier and prioritizing my health, because it's a system that enables me to have the discipline to provide my body with what's good and not take shortcuts on what's the easiest or the most convenient or what tastes the best at that time. So because I have meals that are prepped out for the entire week, I can always pull those out when I'm hungry instead of reaching for the bag of chips or reaching for bread to make toast, or reaching for the candy or chocolate bar that's kind of on the end table. But the bottom line comes down to this. In order to live well, you must eat well. And I know that's easier said than done, because most of the food available in our Western diet is skewed towards sugar and refined foods, but it's not impossible to eat predominantly whole foods. Whole foods is it a real food? To me, the litmus test is, can I kill it? Can I grow it? And can I cook it myself? And if you follow those guidelines and you stick to them and you stick away from getting things that are from a box or from a bag, while cutting out refined sugar and alcohol, your entire life will change as a result. And you'll navigate this life as someone who's being rewarded to be in the best condition possible. So with that, I would like to thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're staying healthy, staying sane. And until next week, have a good one. Much love.